Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be special. I have a guest here. I have a classmate from India called Rashi. Thank you, Rashi, for coming.
You're most welcome. I'm really happy to be here.
I think this video will be really beneficial because so many people from different countries are asking, and you can provide different point of view that's me from Europe. And I think your experience will be also very interesting to share for the others. I would like to just mention that for very generic questions like what to study, where to find the programs, all the information will be linked under this video. I've created a video how to write motivation letter, what is the procedure, and also what is actually Erasmus Mundus. So this is everything from my part. And now, Rashi, can you tell us something about yourself? Where are you from? What is your background?
Okay, great. So hello everybody, my name is Rashi Mathur and I'm from India. I'm from New Delhi, the capital. So me and Lanka, both of us are studying Erasmus Mundus joint master's degree in tourism development and culture. And tourism management has been a part of my bachelor's also. So I already have a background in tourism studies and even some experience in tourism industry because I have worked in the travel industry before joining the program. Yeah.
Cool. So we both have actually background in tourism, and we both followed tourism in a master as well.
Yeah.
Did you also were choosing among other programs, or did you just want to study tourism?
Well, since I had my background in tourism and experience also, so I was pretty sure that I want my career to be in tourism ahead. So that's why I actually there were 3 tourism programs related to tourism. The programs, Erasmus Mundus programs related to tourism, which was EMTM, and our program, which is Tour DC. And there was another interesting program related to wine tourism. So while applying for the programs, I applied to all 3, but I like the one which we're studying right now, Tour DC, the most. So I joined this last year.
And actually, if I go even little like backwards, how did you even find out about Erasmus Mundus? Because in my case, I knew a girl which she previously applied and she told me, and first time I heard it, I couldn't believe this really exists. What was your turn?
When I was applying for the scholarship, actually, I was applying for a couple of scholarships. Erasmus Mundus was one of them which I applied for. But the most striking feature which is about Erasmus Mundus is that it allows you to study in different universities, like international universities, which are highly recognized and in different countries. So I think now as Erasmus students, we have experience of living in different cultures and experiencing different traditions. So that's what I like the most about it. But yeah, to be honest, in India, finding information about such scholarships is a little bit difficult because this is like, fully funded scholarship. So when I told my friends that I will be applying for fully funded scholarships, they were like, what, do they exist? Does this actually happen? And I was like, yeah, it does happen and I'm applying for it. And initially they were not sure, like, okay, maybe she'll get it, maybe she won't get it. But then after applying, after 1 year, I received my email that I have been shortlisted and I need to pack my bags to move to Scotland. So I was really excited.
So were you just Googling about this program, or did you know something?
Yeah, so I would say it's required a lot of research work because if you randomly type, because initially I had no guidance about how to go about this. So yes, I was trying to find out all the scholarship options that I have. Yeah, so I watched a lot of YouTube videos also because there were a few scholars in the past who had uploaded their journey. So it was really useful while preparing my application and all the process, all the documents. It was just a random Google search. In fact, I would say a lot of research work about all the possible opportunities I could have to pursue my master's studies.
Did you feel a little bit lost when you were doing the application and you were just doing everything by your own?
Yeah, I was, because there was no guidance. So I was going to my professors to get the recommendation letters. So at that time, yeah, some of my professors also guided me, okay, maybe you can do this and that. But yeah, I think a lot of us have to do most of the things alone. Yeah, so yeah, initially I was kind of lost, but yeah, when I had most of the information about what I need to write in the personal statement, I even contacted few of the alumni who has already studied Erasmus Mundus. So I received some help from them, and then I was able to submit my application.
Yeah, I found personally for me, I was quite lucky because I knew a girl and which she was actually she was already done with Erasmus Mundus. But it was for me so helpful that she was actually telling me, yeah, you're doing this right and you're not. And I think like I admire you for doing it all your own, because for sometimes it feels a little bit frustrating, I felt.
Yeah, I did, but yeah, eventually when you have an idea and you do your research well, and you know what you, because I think one of the major criteria whenever you're applying for any scholarship is to have like you must have a idea of what your career path might look like, right, in the future, and why you are motivated to apply for the scholarship or maybe apply for the particular program. So I think once when you get that sorted, when you're clear with your career path and things ahead, I think it gets a little bit easier. Yeah, but it requires a lot of research work for sure.
Um, can you tell me how different is the whole experience studying in Europe different to India? Like why you were actually searching studying abroad and not staying in India?
Well, I would say when I was applying, I just wanted, because it's a tourism, we study a global subject, our industry is interconnected. So I was already working in India with the international tourism boards. So I thought, why not? Maybe I can move for my studies also abroad and do my master's. So yeah, so we live in like a global world, and our studies are so globally connected. So I thought, yeah, it would be a good idea having an exposure of different cultures. It would definitely be beneficial for me in my career ahead. So yeah,
Absolutely.
and in terms of experience, I would say it was completely, I wouldn't say completely, but a little bit different, because the way we have assessments in India are completely different from how you have here. So initially, when we were asked to submit our reports and submit our assignments, um, I was kind of lost. But then I think the professors guided us with the framework and everything. So it was pretty easy after that. But yeah, these are completely different things, studying in India and here.
And especially now you have the opportunity to compare different universities, right? That's can you say shortly what was for you maybe most surprising in terms of those three universities?
Mm-hmm. I think all the universities have one of their specialities, I would say. Like when we were in Glasgow, we were more concentrated on studies related to heritage and tourism development and all kind of stuff. So that was really interesting for me. But that was also something which I'd already studied in India before, because in my bachelor's, then yeah, in Malta it was more of marketing. So that is also my field of interest. So I really enjoyed my studies there as well. And here at ISTE, like I'm in Lisbon now in Portugal. So here studies are completely different, as we have more of a practical approach, I would say, and really interesting subjects like events management and wine tourism. So where we also have wine tasting sessions. So I really enjoy it.
Oh. That sounds like a dream program.
Yeah, it is.
My opinion is that Erasmus Mundus doesn't matter what you study, and actually you can study anything, depends on your background. I think it's really one of the best opportunities, especially if you like to travel.
How has your experience been with the universities?
So for me, I would also say the same thing as you, that the programs were a little bit different. And now I currently am in Lund University in Sweden, which has been ranked as the 86th best university worldwide. And I think this university is also a little bit different to the previous ones and also to my bachelor, because it's very research focused. And I see that also the university has a great funding. So if you would come up with any idea, I think the university will support you, and it's very international. It's very, in my focus here, as yours is more practical, here is more research, but also here we are focused more towards sustainability and innovation.
That's really interesting.
It is.
That you have like funding opportunities available, and you are focusing more on innovation, which is really helpful for the future.
It is. It is. My next question is, Rashi, what would you have done differently if now you could come back, or if you could give advice to your past Rashi? What would you have done differently?
In terms of application or in terms of professional career?
I would say application and the program.
Okay. Like it took me a lot of time to understand the concept and what I need to write in my personal statement, because that is the only source where like a lot of Erasmus program have different procedures of application. Some has interviews and some have like some kind of exams or something. But for I think our personal statement was the only document which was, and obviously our supporting documents. So the personal statement was one of the most important document that we had. And I think while drafting it, it took me a lot of months, I would say. It was a process of for about 3 to 4 months, where I was writing about my experience and all those type things. So maybe if I would have idea of what we were supposed to write exactly, I think that would take me less time, I would say. And yeah, I think your experiences after graduation, if you have any sort of experience in your field of interest, that supports a lot. Even if you don't have it in your field of interest, you can write down about your experiences, which can help you develop any skill. So I think that is also beneficial. Yeah, so probably it would save me a lot of time if I would have known what exactly to write in my personal statement.
Did you actually started studying master right after your bachelor? Or did you have any...
I had as I told you that I was working in the tourism sector. So I was working for 3 years before joining the master program. Yeah, I was working in a tourism marketing department. So yeah, it was fun.
And how is it for you then coming back from the practical field, getting back to the university?
Wow. I missed it a lot because, you know, once you have worked, so you really are in that mindset that you want to develop new ideas and you want to keep on working, doing new projects and all those kind of stuff. And here I was completely focused on my academics. So at some point of time, I also missed working. So, but I think like with Erasmus, you have a lot of opportunities to pick projects because I'm also part of Erasmus Mundus Association, which is like an association for Erasmus Mundus students. And there are a lot of projects which you can do. You can meet a lot of Erasmus alumni and learn from them. So yeah, I think overall it has been a really good learning experience for me, academically also and in terms of professional also.
That sounds great. Sounds great. Can you tell me also, as I am from Europe and as a European citizen, for me, it has been very easy, basically without any problems to move around, how it has been for you? Because I receive sometimes question if students should already arrange their visa during the application, or when did you start thinking about, okay, I have to set up my visa?
Okay, so I wouldn't suggest that you apply for your visa like if you are confirmed, if you are applying for a scholarship, so I would suggest that you wait for your letter of confirmation to arrive before applying for your visa. But if you're applying as a self-funded student, then you can apply for the visa anytime, even if you receive the confirmation for being a student in the program, like after being accepted in the program. So yeah, because sometimes, like, I wouldn't say the visa application has been difficult for me. Like, obviously there was COVID in between, so the world was in lockdown and there were restrictions. At that time, it was a little complicated with all the process of traveling around and things. But I would say initially, when I was traveling to Scotland, the visa process has been really easy. Yeah, and the university support you with everything. But yeah, in terms of COVID, I think everybody had their own challenges, I would say.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think that Erasmus Mundus has changed your life?
Oh, for sure. Because yeah, as an Erasmus student, it's not just the education. I think it's the overall experience that matters. It's so enriching because you sit in a classroom where you have people from different nationalities, and everybody comes with their own perspective and their experience. And sometimes it's so like I would say it's really exciting to hear ideas from all around the world, and we're having interesting discussions. So, and we're making good projects. So it becomes really interesting, I would say. And in terms of experience also, as you know, that we, like Erasmus students, usually have to move to their next university within a time frame of 5 to 6 months. So that is also a little bit challenging, but now I'm kind of getting used to it. So in terms of that also, I think I can travel to places and look for accommodation and all those things on my own now. So I'm really happy about that. Yeah, and exploring the cultures and traditions and meeting new people. So it's really, I think, enriching experience, I would say.
Is this your first time in Europe?
Yes, it is. It is my first time in Europe, and yeah, it's really good here. I would say I've enjoyed my Erasmus journey so far, and probably it will be better in the coming months that we are left with.
Do you already have any ideas about when you're done with the program? Where would you like to go career-wise, or would you like to stay in Europe, or what are your ideas?
Well, I'm still exploring my options. I'm not sure whether I'll be in Europe or I would be going back to India, because this is like our third semester right now. We still have to write our dissertation and everything. So yeah, but I'm sure that I would want to continue my career in tourism industry.
Do you have any idea, like what position or what?
Oh, no, I'm still exploring my opportunities right now. The world is my oasis, so I really hope to get into something of my interest. But yeah, I'm still exploring what all opportunities the world has for me.
I agree. There are too many opportunities, I would say. Do you have any recommendation which you feel it's important and it has not been mentioned today for the students who would like to apply?
I would just say a lot of students, because while coming from India, I have also received questions from people like how to apply. And most of the time people worry whether their profile or their personal statement is good enough to send for a scholarship. I would suggest whatever you're writing, I just give it a go. Don't hesitate while submitting your application, because a lot of people don't submit it just because of the fear that maybe we'll get it, what if we don't? But I would suggest that you apply once, even if you don't get accepted in the first attempt, you'll get an idea of what you're supposed to write. Because in most of the Erasmus questions, they specify what are they expecting the students to mention, right? So you should try at least, like, don't think if I'm from this background, should I change? Or I've recently completed my bachelor's, I don't have experience, should I apply for it or should I don't apply for it? Like, go ahead and apply for your field of interest, because Erasmus has a lot of programs, a lot of fields in which students can study. So I think you should submit your application. We have people in our program who have completed their bachelor's, and they've directly applied and have been accepted for Erasmus Mundus. So I would just say that submit your application and improve. Even if you don't get accepted in the first go, don't give up so early.
I totally agree. I totally agree that it's really worth trying it. And even if it doesn't work out on the first trial, first year, you can keep trying. And if you never try, you never know, right? And
yeah, exactly.
I think the program is really worth trying and putting all this effort into application, into writing, because at the end, when you receive the email that you've been accepted, then you feel, yes, it was all worth it.
Exactly.
Thank you, Rashi. Thank you, Rashi, for your time, for sharing your experience with us. And if you're watching this video, as I mentioned at the beginning, all the information you will find under this video, link to the catalogs of programs, how to write motivation letter, and many more other information. Stay tuned, subscribe my channel, like this video so I know that you like and enjoy this content, and see you soon. Okay.